Welcome back, True Seeker. Another tragedy in the Snoop Dogg family. A couple years ago, it was his mother. At the beginning of the year, his daughter had a stroke, and now his brother has died unexpectedly at the young age of 44. I did a video a couple years ago on Google that got taken down, and it's up on my BitChute channel if you want to check it out. But in that video, we watched the Snoop Dogg Murder Was the Case music video and pay extra careful attention to the scene where Snoop Dogg sells his soul to the devil. If you've never seen that music video, you might want to check it out. It's from the 90s. Again, Snoop Dogg had an album called Murder Was the Case. The self titled song on that had a music video. And again, there's very specific lyrics. There's a very specific conversation with the devil in the song. And we looked into it in great detail. I'm not going to do that again in this video. But if you're new here, we talk about gematria. There's another song out there by the metal band Slipknot called Gematria, the killing name. Then there's a band by The Police, where you probably know the lead singer if you don't know the band Sting. But they have the album Synchronicity from 1983. And there's a song on there called Murder by Numbers, where killing is as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. And I've been reporting on these suspicious deaths in the entertainment world, whether it be the entertainer themselves or someone close to them, a friend, a family member. And there's a handful of numbers that come up all of the time in these deaths. And those numbers include 44. In this case, that's the age of death. In gematria, the word kill equals 44. The word execution equals 44. Again, this is an unexpected death at 44. You see it a lot if you pay attention. If they're not dead at age 44, they're dead on a 44 date numerology. They're dead 44 days from their birthday. They're dead 44 days from their hit movie, their #1 album, etc., etc. And keep in mind, tomorrow, February 18th, 2024, if you're new here, there's one day a month that has the kill date numerology, the 44 numerology, plus a bit more to it. That tomorrow, February 18th, is the kill date. So there'll probably be more stories like this, unfortunately, coming as soon as tomorrow. But anyhow, this man died February 15th, which is the 46th day of the year. And it's a number we probably talk about equally as much as 44 when it comes to suspicious deaths. That's because in the Bible, Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. And in gematria, sacrifice equals 46. I just said execution equals 44. The word execution also equals 46. And for the person who's new here, I'll show you how that is. Gematria is based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, and forwards and backwards with numerology. So there's 4 base ciphers. Kill has the 44 when you just take the alphabetic order, as we mentioned a moment ago. We'll talk about the 17 where it factors in. What makes the kill date is there's one day a month that has numerology of 44, 64, and 28. And for this month, that'll be February 18th. Again, there's different pass and date numerology, just like there's a few different ways to decode the English language. But kill's 44. The word execution with the alphabetic order and numerology is 44. With the reverse alphabetic order, Z is 1 back to A is 26, plus numerology applied, execution is 46. So this man's dead at age 44 on the 46th day of the year. Now, we rarely go outside of the base ciphers, which you're looking at, but there's something called Jewish gematria, or Derek renamed it Latin on his calculator. We talk about this number a lot with death, 118. It's connected to so many deaths. Tupac, for example, had a big 118 in his death. A lot of people do. Death is 118. Homicide is 118 in this Jewish cipher. This man's brother, Snoop Dogg's brother, Bing Worthington, is dead 118 days after Snoop Dogg's birthday. And remember, we just talked about 118 last month with his daughter's stroke, because his daughter had a stroke on January 18th. And as we pointed out, LA, the city that Snoop Dogg calls home, we call it the 118 city for 3 reasons. In gematria, for starters, coming back to our base ciphers, Los Angeles, California has the 118. Okay, that's part of it. But LA's on the 118th meridian west, and LA's establishment date is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. So we were just making this point last month with his daughter having a stroke on 118. And, you know, if you missed my video on his daughter last week, there's more to it as well, and what it had to do with 30 weeks after her birthday, this happening. But anyhow, it was 118, and now 118 days after Snoop Dogg's birthday, this. And for people who remember when Snoop Dogg came out, he had a longer title. It was Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Snoop Doggy Dogg is also 46, in light of him losing his brother on the 46th day of the year, February 15th. As it says, Bing, a 44-year-old resident of Anaheim, California, unexpectedly passed away on February 15th. Okay. And then they bring up that he was Grammy nominated. Of course, the Grammys just passed. And if you missed my work on the rituals they did at the Grammys, again, Taylor Swift is 51 forward, 66 in reverse. It was the 66th Grammys. Killer Mike's the same thing. They both had big days, winning a lot of awards. But then Killer Mike got the back of the bus treatment, if you will. He had to get walked out of the place in handcuffs, just kind of like how when they allowed Will Smith to win Best Actor, which is a rare honor for a black male, he had to be ritually humiliated with the stage slapping ritual of Chris Rock, perfectly synced with I'm having one of these brain freezes. Sidney Poitier, and not to mention RIP to Sidney Poitier. We predicted he was going to die at age 94 because he won Best Actor in a 94-minute film about a man saving nuns for the Roman Catholic Church. And then sure enough, at the 94th Oscars, Will Smith won Best Actor, perfectly synced with Sidney Poitier's death, which happened, months before that. And then it ended with the slap. But anyway, coming back to the Snoop Dogg thing. Again, the parallel with his daughter. Snoop Dogg's quote was now that he can be with moms or something like that, And let's go back and jog our memory about what happened to Snoop Dogg's mother right before he performed in Super Bowl 56 with a number of other rappers in the LA Super Bowl on 213, won by the 213 area code. And of course, they just had to retire Shaq's number on 213 the other day for the Magic, which clearly has the parallel with Magic Johnson. But there's a lot to this post from when his mother passed. But I just want you to see the big piece here. It was clearly tied to the Super Bowl and him being in Super Bowl 56. Some screenshots from Murder Was the Case. There's a lot of information here if you want to go back and read this post. But his mother died on Jackie Robinson's birthday. We know what they did to the Black Eagle this year on Jackie Robinson's death anniversary. But notice, Snoop's mother died 112 days before he performed in the Super Bowl, right? And Snoop Dogg is 112, and Super Bowl's 112, and year after year, all kinds of different rituals with different people, and this number with the Super Bowl. And his last album at the time to his mother's death was 187 days. It's kind of like how Dr. Dre's son committed suicide 187 days from his birthday. Of course, it was Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre who really made 187 an understood number in popular culture through the song they did for the Deep Cover soundtrack. And if you're new here, who's doing this? Who's behind this really? Again, who are these people selling their soul to? Again, what runs this world literally is the Jesuit cabal, which is the military order of the Catholic Church, which claims to operate in 112 nations. And their formal title is the Society of Jesus, which is 56 and 187. And again, Snoop performed in Super Bowl 56. Don't forget Odell Beckham Jr. equals 56, born on November 5th, the Jesuit Day, Guy Fawkes Day, the day leaving 56 days left in the year. You might recall Odell was traded on his birthday from Cleveland to the Rams before winning Super Bowl 56 and scoring the first winning touchdown. For people who don't know, the Rams started in Cleveland. Anyhow, that year that Snoop's mother died, you might recall that John Fletcher, or shortly before his mother's death, John Fletcher of Houdini died at age 56. And Snoop started doing the Corona ad. And it was to the song by Houdini, Friends. And the word friend, the singular, has that gematria of 56. And the thing about the day that Snoop Dogg's mom died, you also had the actor from Friends pass that day. And since then, we've had Matthew Perry die by the numbers. But it was Gunther from Friends who died the exact same day. So I was like, wow, what are the odds of that? You know, Snoop's doing this ad that's on TV at the time, all the time. Him on the beach with Coronas, with John Fletcher Houdini song in the background. Again, these are wicked rituals. And it's amazing how far Snoop Dogg has climbed up in the world of celebrity. You know, he was a popular rapper when he came out in the 90s, but it was hard to imagine at the time that Snoop Dogg would have climbed as high on the celebrity ladder as he did. I mean, could you have ever imagined when Snoop Dogg first came out that he'd be like Martha Stewart's best friend and they'd be hanging out making TV together, and Snoop Dogg would be on all these shows all the time in the year 2024? And again, you just see this is the way it works. The higher you climb on the world stage, the more bodies around you. Just like LeBron James has a million deaths connected to him. Tom Brady has a million deaths connected to him. So anyway, all the things we documented with both of those people over the years. One of the most blatant was with Tom Brady. Was one of the members of the Brady Bunch died right before he won the Super Bowl. It was just like uppercut to the chin. But anyway, Snoop Dogg, after his mom died, puts out a song called Murder Music, or a song called Murder Music on the album Algorithm. And again, I'm talking about the same patterns over and over. But look at the gematria of murder music. Murder music is the exact same as Jesuit order in all four ciphers. And if you go back and look, it's interesting because now on his Wikipedia, Snoop Dogg's born in a different year, but you can go back and look at his album from Murder Was the Case, where it's got his tombstone on there with his date of birth in 72. Now on the internet, look, Snoop Dogg, date of birth. Now he's born in 71. Weird. And you see this a lot if you pay attention to in this internet age, in this Orwellian age where information can change so easily with keystrokes. Again, why was he born in 72 back in the Murder Was the Case days, and why is he born in 71 now? What's that about? With regards to losing his brother on the 46th day of the year, he got shamed the other year. He got accused of sexual assault on the 46th anniversary of Black History Month being recognized by the federal government in 76. And if you're new here, we've documented a lot of suspicious things that have happened to black men. Again, this month with 76. In gematria, slave is 76. Slavery is 102, like how it was recognized on 10/2 in the year 76. Again, Hootie and the Blowfish ritual right at the beginning of the month in a 76/102 ritual. What's the Apollo Creed actor? Carl Weathers in a 76/102. I'm forgetting, man. There's already been several this month, but those were two of the big ones. The rumor that O.J. Simpson was dying from cancer at age 76. Also, after his mother's death, 112 days before the Super Bowl, then he acquired Death Row Records 112 days after his 50th birthday. And again, just in light of everything being done by this mathematical code, again, Snoop Dogg 112 after the Super Bowl performance, where Dr. Dre was out there in skinny jeans. You know, I always thought he wore khakis with a cuff and a crease. Not in Super Bowl 56. He got skinny, tight jeans on. Anyway, Snoop Dogg, Super Bowl 112, mathematics 112 and 40, Death Row also 40, acquired on the 40th day of the year. How perfect. You know? It's not Snoop Dogg that's practicing gematria. It's not Snoop Dogg that coded out the language. It's this cabal that runs all these industries, including the record industry. That's why once you learn this, you see Hollywood's operating this way. The music recording industry is operating this way. The sports leagues are rigged this way. And again, whose calendar we're on? Oh, we're on a Catholic Church's calendar, on a calendar designed by a Jesuit priest, you know. Most of us in the Western world, part of this Christian faith. Why do we know about the Christian faith? Oh, through the Catholic Church. So when Snoop Dogg's making, Murder Was the Case music video and selling his soul to the devil, where did all these ideas come from? Again, it all traces back to the same origin. English language, credited to a Catholic monk. But it's all mathematics too. You see how circle has that gematria of 50, 112, 40. Mathematics, 112, 40. And again, this was synced with Snoop's 50th birthday. Yeah, I was just talking about some of the parallels with Tupac and Nate Dogg dying on the Ides of March. Just think about all the people that Snoop Dogg used to collaborate with and how they're not here anymore. Oh, it's actually not a tombstone. It's just written on the album cover. In the music video, they do show a tombstone that's 1972, but right there it says Calvin Broadus, 1972 to 1994, murder was the case. Yeah, there's some interesting things. He was acquitted on the 52nd day of the year. Devil equals 52, like he sells his soul to the devil in the music video. That album came out on 10/18. It's Luke 10:18, where Satan comes to earth. Again, Lil Nas X, the rapper, put out the Satan shoes, 666 pairs, and he put Luke 10:18 on them. And remember, DMX, who rapped about selling his soul to the devil, who says the same line that he rapped in his lyrics in the opening of Belly about how he sold his soul to the devil and the price was cheap. Kanye West made a similar statement. Bob Dylan made a similar statement on 60 Minutes with Ed Bradley. Um, the man who was killed was Philip Wolder Miriam, whose name is 94, like the year that album came out. I just realized something. I'm going to show you in a second. I just realized something about the anniversary of this album and his brother's death and his mother's death. Just dawned on me. But again, 94, big number with the church and their rituals. And again, they're the puppeteers. They're the ones controlling the world stage. The actor who they got to play the devil in Murder Was the Case, he's born in 56. And the date of the murder was 56 days before Snoop Dogg's birthday. We were just about 56 with Society of Jesus and the Friends rapper Houdini, or John Fletcher from Houdini, how he died at 56. And then Snoop Dogg was doing the Corona ad. By the way, Snoop Dogg was doing the Corona ad during coronavirus, right? I'm missing a no. Hold on. There it is. 56, the 56 virus. Gavin Newsom, the Jesuit, said he's locking down California because 56% are getting the virus in 8 weeks, which is 56 days. So many 56s with it. And you know who was buried right in Corona Del Mar right at the start of the whole thing? Kobe, right? But yeah, the date of the murder was August 25th or 25/8, like 258. Number of the beast number. And the square root of 666, which is the number of the beast, is 25.8. So it's interesting how 258 is what's encoded in the English language for the phrase. And his mama, yeah, that's right. After he makes the deal with the devil, he gets his mama Mercedes Benz. That's right. So Snoop was 21 at the time of the murder that he was acquitted for. Yeah, the O.J. Simpson murder case was going on then. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are interesting about this. Right at the beginning of Murder Was the Case, the cameras like focused on this cold beer sign. Just made me. I was like, hmm. Now these years later, he's doing the Corona ad at this symbolic moment in time. Coronavirus. His mom's dead. He's in the Super Bowl. It's 56s everywhere. The devil was born in 56 in the music video. Acquitted or the murder 56 days from his birthday. Again, just planned out rituals long in advance. Long in advance. And how old is Snoop right now at the time he loses his brother, right? Devil 52. He's 52 right now, Snoop. He's 52 and acquitted on the 52nd day of the year for Murder Was the Case. And now his brother is dead 118 days after his birthday when death and homicide are 118. How old's Dr. Dre right now? Oh, he's 59. God, it's his birthday tomorrow. He's going to turn 60 tomorrow. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. Or wait, hold on. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. They're saying he's 59 already, but he's going to turn 59 tomorrow. Dr. Dre better be careful at age 59. So, yeah, it says 59 already, but really he's going to turn 59 tomorrow. The reason you got to be careful at 59, Slave is 59, Negro is 59, Blues is 59, Rost is 59. Back to that Jewish cipher, the word kill is 59. And a lot of suspicious deaths in black history with that number around as well. While Snoop, who sold his soul to the devil in the music videos, 52. Hmm. The actor who played the devil in the music videos, Gregory Cummins, born in 56 in Orinda, California. Gregory Cummins, Society of Jesus. Look at the overlap. You know, all right, here's what I noticed about the brothers. So, okay. From the day his mother died, which was October 24th, 20, was it 2022? Yeah, 2022. Wait, hold on. Let me go back and double check that. Or was it 2021 actually? Time goes by so fast. 2021, my bad. All right, from the mother's death, October 24, 2021, to the brother's death, February 15th, 2024. You see how it's, oh, I got the wrong year in here. There. You see how it's 120 weeks and 4 days? So, you could focus on the 120 weeks later, but it would also be in the 121st week since his mother died. And Murder Was the Case came out October 18th. So from the anniversary of that album's release to the brother's death, notice it was 120 days later, or a span of 121, right? 120 days later, or a span of 121. Just like it's 120 weeks later in 4 days, or it's within the 121st week. Now, 120 is interesting, and 121 is more interesting. Illuminati is 120. And remember, 120 is the 15th triangular number. We got the 120th World Series upcoming. LA Dodgers have the highest odds to win the World Series right now. Remember, they won in 2020 after they got rid of Chadwick Boseman on Jackie Robinson Day and after Mookie Betts came over to the Dodgers on 4-2. But 120, the 15th triangular number. The Illuminati found it on the first day of the 5th month, a bit like 15. And with regards to the span of 121, blood sacrifice is 121. See that one a lot in suspicious deaths. So how interesting. And again, Snoop's first remarks online are, now he can be with moms. It's like, well, pretty sure right now mom would still be on earth and so would your brother had you not sold your soul to the devil like all these entertainers do. And it really is sick that no one in the industry ever finds the courage to speak up and share. The closest we've had is CeeLo Green sharing the video I did with Jonathan on his own Instagram page. And that was about how their music video, Cell Therapy, the lyrics in that song, if you never heard the lyrics to Cell Therapy, which came out in 95, you should go read the lyrics to that song. But we were talking about all the parallels with that song and what was happening at the moment in history of the pandemic. And something that happens very interesting at the 56th second of that music video. But yeah, there's got to be so many entertainers out there that could speak up. And again, just fear controls people. Money and fear controls people. But Something that's greater than both of those things is courage and doing the right thing and getting the word out so that other people don't get sucked into this evil game. I mean, again, David Bowie has the song Rock and Roll Suicide where the lyrics are too young to choose it. You come to a 20-year-old Snoop Dogg and you say, "Hey man, give you all this money, get all the ladies. All you got to do is sell your soul, or however they do it. Put your name here in blood on the line." I mean, what are the others like? Okay, whatever, I'll do that if I'm going to get all the money and ladies and fame. That sounds. What's that? That doesn't mean anything. Well, looks like it means something. Looks like it means your mom, your brother, maybe your daughter. Again, that movie, The Fall of the House of Usher, that they put out based on the Edgar Allan Poe thing. That they sold their soul to become powerful and famous, but the deal with the devil was that when the devil's ready to collect, you got to watch all your children die just before it's your turn. Remember what they did to Tina Turner? It's funny, like I didn't know about this Snoop Dogg news until I woke up this morning, and I didn't feel like doing the video this morning because I'm so annoyed at this point. I'm so annoyed about sharing the same things over a million times, and the whole world doesn't know yet. But Tina Turner, remember her son died by the numbers. And then not long after her son's death, then she's dead. She had to watch her son die before she died. And then her son's death was synced up with the historical death of her husband. And then it was a major Jesuit ritual. She dies on about the most Jesuit day of the year, May 24th. And they got to show her in the picture in the red and black when that's the Jesuit color scheme. And again, May 24th, the 144th day of the year, just like murder music is 144. The Snoop thing that we were talking about a second ago. And that's why Jesuit educated Donald Trump posed with the first Jesuit Pope at the Vatican on May 24th. But yeah, there's a million examples like that. The comedian who lost his son earlier this year, last year, was it 2 years ago? Time just goes by too fast. There's so many examples, though. But yeah, it's just a damn shame the whole world doesn't know. Snoop Dogg's social media should just be getting blown up by what's up with your brother dead at 44 on the 46th day of the year. Speak on the gematria code. Like that, the whole world should be putting that kind of pressure on Snoop Dogg right now. Because if Snoop Dogg came out and talked about, whoa, then all these people that just need a celebrity to tell them what's what, then they'd be like, wow, they'd be looking up gematria right away. They wouldn't forget about 44 and 46. But yeah, Snoop Dogg all over the place. Advertise. I mean, do you remember earlier this year when they made it like a big news story for a day? Snoop Dogg's gonna quit smoking. Remember they did this for a news day, and then it turned out it was some kind of joke because he's doing an ad for some like new smokeless grilling machine. It's like, how's that even work? But yeah, just too famous. Now he's got one less brother and no mother. Let's see. For the person who was trying to call in a minute ago, I saw you were trying to call in, but I wasn't taking any phone calls. If you have something to add to this, you can call back in. Problem is, I pick up the phone, it'll probably be totally off topic. Nathan says, Zach, you just opened my eyes to something with Snoop Dogg being born in 72. From that year to 94, when these celebrities sell their souls to the devil, they're being reborn by Satan on the date they signed the. I mean, it could be something like that. I mean, it really could. And we all know what happened to Kurt Cobain in 94. Again, dead 206 days before Bill Gates' birthday, the Seattle area code when Bill Gates became the celebrity that year after Kurt Cobain's passing. 559, did you want to add something?
Yeah, so I think there's no question about it with the Super Bowl that this is all true. Okay, but the question is, have you ever thought about running your own numbers? Like, could you predict your own life with this?
I mean, possibly, but again, it's just you see in the world of celebrity that there's these very specific numbers to death and killing, and they just come up all the time. So,
yeah, I get that, but so let's just say there's no question about it that we're inside of this. But what I'm trying to figure out is what does it mean that are we in hell? Are we basically being controlled by some kind of algorithm?
Well,
That we have no
Bob
control over?
Marley said, "You think you're in heaven, but you're living in hell." So maybe Bob knew something.
Right. But why are we here? Why did we incarnate into this? Is the question. Are we trying to get out or what?
Well, I ask myself the same question all the time, and yeah, because I mean that's the $1 million question, right? Nobody really knows the answer. How did we get here? How was this world created? What's it really all about? And I mean, the one thing I can
We're
say
here.
is the same authorities that rule over us. That they're it's like they play a game with us. They give us all these things in the world that they know can destroy lives if you get sucked into the game, sucked into the addiction, and that involves everything from alcohol and drugs to junk food and soda. I mean, all these things are destructive, and you see how many people are addicted to them. Pornography, over sexualization, all these things can be so destructive to people's lives, and they all prey on the human condition, and the authorities make sure they're
Right,
just
but
in the world in abundance. So you have to ask yourself, why are they doing this to us? Do they want to
but why are we subject to this in a spiritual sense?
well, it seems like it's a test, doesn't it? Seems like it's a test and
Right, but
humanity's failing.
is there a reward that you get for figuring this out? Do you you don't have
I
to
don't
do
think
it
there's a
again, or
reward you
have
get
you
for
done it
figuring this out.
before?
What my purpose in doing this work is like how many children right now are growing up and worshiping celebrities, and they got mothers like my mother, like my mom. She was always putting in my idea in my head that what you want to be in this world is you want to be a big star, you want to be a big celebrity, you want to be a big actor. That's how you make it in this world. But I don't think people be putting these ideas in their children's heads, and I don't think children be aspiring to this if they were getting the same lessons we're teaching over here about how messed up this world of entertainment is, and who's really controlling these industries and doing these things. I think people have to start to see the world for what it is and who's running the show and controlling the stage, so that things can change. The world doesn't have to be as toxic as it is. We don't have to have screens in our the screen in the home could be okay if all it was coming through it was positive information, life lessons that are helpful to everyone. But look at what's on the screens every day. Is it stuff that's really helpful to people, or is it constantly negative, fear, anxiety-driven information, just needless entertainment that really doesn't help people morally or anyway spiritually? You know what I mean? It's just like everything in this world is all that's like fed to us is almost poisonous in a way. And you see what it is in society. I mean, people don't trust each other, and it's hard to trust people. I tried to be nice to my neighbor a while back, and it ended up with me getting my house burglarized and my life turned upside down. And lo and behold, that same guy that I'm talking about that did that to me, and I tried to help, and I didn't even have a reason to help out that guy because I knew he was an asshole, but he was down on his luck, and I was in a position to help him. But that guy goes to church on Sunday. That's the other thing that makes me sick too. So that's just the world I see. Just like people that have like fake religions they're obsessed with that aren't doing anything for them. All these negative behaviors, and it's all part of a big toxic world.
This should be. You could create your own religion. What's stopping you from saying this is a religion?
Because we don't want to create a religion. We don't. We see that what religion is. Religion is another problem with the world. It's something that some people will subscribe to, and then it just creates more division and problems in the world. Religion has not helped the world. All things are good and bad. You could point to certain things in religion that are helpful, but overall, religion's not helpful to the world. It just creates more division, more strife. Literally every war in the world, like literally, has to do with religion and tribalism and groups. So
yeah, think about this. My dad is raised me hardcore Christian, and he believes that the Jewish folks are God's chosen. And then you ask him, do you know anything about rabbis? Do you ever listen to rabbis? Christians never even listen to rabbis, and yet rabbis don't believe Jesus is the chosen one, but they have Christians believing Jesus is the chosen Messiah, and then they believe that Jews are the chosen one. So it's like there's the cognitive dissonance that it doesn't even make sense if you actually look into it. They don't want you to actually analyze anything. They just want you to kind of just follow along.
Yeah, I believe. Again, the word believe has lie right in the middle. And that's what you got to do for every religion. You got to believe. So.
Yeah, but it's like Christianity is almost like the useful idiots for the Jews, and then the Jews are the useful idiots for the Jesuits, and then the Jesuits are the useful idiots for Satan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I appreciate the call and the questions. So thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right. Take care. Okay. Yeah, if you got here late, we did go down memory lane of the recent tragedies in Snoop Dogg's life, and then I just brought it back to Tina Turner in light of celebrities dying, but before they die, having to watch tragedy with their children, just like how Snoop Dogg saw his daughter have a stroke last month at age 24 to start 2024. And again, reminded about the parallels and numbers between all these things. Shout out to Nathan. He says Bernie Goetz is currently 76 years old. Just saying, cheers all. Hit the like and stick around. The New York City subway vigilante. All right, we'll have to keep an eye on that. And thank you also to HD's Quality. Says he doesn't think Snoop gets past 56. That'd be something in light of what's been going on with his life in that number recently. But yeah, I don't wish death on any of these people. What I wish is that Snoop Dogg would come out and tell the truth, because I know a lot of these entertainers know what's up. You think he'd have something more to say that his brother just dropped dead unexpectedly at age 44? I think he'd be asking some questions. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and a lot of these guys are just studio gangsters. So, indeed they are. Actors from day one. Someone says they can't tell the truth. They don't have souls. Well, I don't know that that's the case, I don't know that that's the case. But anything's possible. Yeah, words cast spells. I really started to think about all that when I became aware of this knowledge. Like, oh, spells, spelling, curses, cursive. Yeah, I'm aware of that. The problem is, I don't think. I mean, obviously people don't know who this guy is, YBN Namir, but yes, somebody did show that to me that on his Twitter. He shouted out Gematria. He's not very famous, is he? I'd never heard of him before. He's not like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre famous. We need celebrities on this level to speak up. Even CeeLo Green, CeeLo Green. I mean, he is pretty famous because he's in Gnarls Barkley and the rap group Goody Mob, and he's been, a judge on one of these shows in recent years. But a lot of people still might not recognize even his name. So, yeah, Warren G. You just never know who's next. His wingman Nate Dogg's been gone for a while. I think I did miss one note in the I forgot about one thing about the death on the 46th day of the year. The word rap does have the gematria of 46 as well. I forgot to mention that. And Snoop Dogg posted on his social media exactly 17 weeks after his birthday, a day after the death. So death on the 46th day of the year, social media posts 17 weeks after Snoop's birthday. I guess one other thing I didn't measure was from August 11th, 2023 to the death. See if there was anything to that. Again, that was the day that hip hop turned 50 years old. 188 is a big money number. You add up the US dollar bill denominations, it's 188. And that Illuminati symbolism is all over the dollar bills, and Bavarian Illuminati is 188. And again, Bavarian Illuminati was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. I noticed his brother's name equals 210. the ritual with his daughter had to do with 210 too. So, it's interesting. All right, but yeah, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Again, don't forget I have a website, you guys, gematryeffect.news, because I did write about this morning, and I was going to make a video, but then I just didn't feel like it. I got annoyed. I literally got annoyed because I was like, God, how many more times do I have to talk about celebrity deaths in 44 and 46 and 118? I guess the reason I get annoyed is because I've been doing it for over a decade, and still the world doesn't seem to care. It's like how can people not know in the information age? How can this information not be in everyone's mind at this point? As many examples and times we've explained it, it's like, how are people still getting away with this? But yeah, don't forget to check my website, gematryeffect.news, because all day I had people blowing up my phone. Did you hear that Snoop's brother died at 44? It just shows me that people who even have my number don't even go to my website. Again, you guys, part of the reason to go to my website is because kind of the way the internet works is if a website gets traffic, then it gets better in the algorithm. If you guys just live on YouTube, I know I post on YouTube. The only reason I post on YouTube is because it's still the only place to get any views. But really, at the end of the day, we should stop using platforms like YouTube, censoring the truth, deleting all this important information, moving everything that's important to the bottom of the algorithm. I need like my website to get so much traffic that when people search Snoop Dogg death, it's the first thing that comes up on the website. It would be that way if people actually went to the website. So, yeah, just so many of you guys are just like blowing up my phone. Did you know that Snoop's brother died at 44? I'm like, maybe you don't deserve to have my phone number if you don't even go to my website, because I posted about this hours ago. I did do Darius Rucker. That's Hootie. We covered it on February. We covered it right at the start of the month. I had a video up on February 1st. So you can go back and watch the video. You can also go back and read the blog post. I think I did 2 or 3 videos on it, actually. But anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there, you guys. Have a good rest of your evening. And until next time.